Hello and welcome back to our Vlandian Night series. Now, I just gotta mention something real fast. I actually already recorded this episode earlier in the day, and then I realized that because of... Now, here's a thing that you're probably going to be rather familiar with if you are a Windows PC user. Windows Update completely messed me up. All over the place. It is not even funny how they messed me up. Oh, they want to give this to me? Are you serious? No, I do not. Okay, sure, whatever. Just give it to me then. Sure, why not? I'll take the castle. Anyway, basically what happened was, I actually streamed yesterday. If you didn't catch that, but I streamed yesterday. Live on YouTube, and you could interact with me, and we could talk, and so on and so forth. And that was a lot of fun. I had a great time, and I hope you did as well. If you actually, if you're actually there and you caught it. But otherwise, just before that happened, just before I streamed, I had a Windows update. The morning of that day, the morning of yesterday. And I thought to myself, oh, it's not going to be anything too dramatic, right? They're not going to do anything that's going to break anything. Oh, no, wrong. They broke all of my audio stuff. So I fixed it, basically, for every single thing, with the exception of my recording software. Yeah. And then I forgot that I didn't obviously have this perfectly fine. I thought that it just happened with the streaming software instead, and so on and so forth. So basically, I just recorded game sound twice rather than my commentary. So basically, I had me running around, basically doing a huge amount of sieges and fun stuff, and me talking about a new strategy that I had come up with as well, by the way, and... Hopefully I'm going to be able to show you it, or at the very least I'll be able to explain it to you, so it's not going to be something that you'll miss out on too badly. Anyway, we're going to be heading into this rather close-run battle here. I might be in a spot of bother, but I'm going to try and take a couple of risks here, mainly because I think it could be quite fun. And whoa, this battlefield looks really cool, actually. Oh, I like the look of it so far. All right. So let me just move forward then, shall we? Let's actually get ourselves into formation here. And but yes, anyway, the new strategy that I came up with is kind of like a reverse of what I was attempting to do previously with Encurion. If you remember what I did with Encurion, or was it Desporion? Oh, I always forget who it was. I think it was Encurion. And he was the leader, or indeed the owner, of Epicrotia, and I wanted to try and persuade him to join us because, of course, Epicrotia is one of the best towns that you can have in the entirety of the game because it has a very lucrative smithy business available there if you want to build one. But anyway, so as you know, previously in the series, I did attempt to persuade him to join us, and as a result, I also tried a little bit of covert action with him. So I basically tried to bankrupt him by selling him a sword, and that worked pretty well. However, then he took those swords and he went into the marketplace at Epicrotia, which I had also bankrupted. And, well, bad things happened. Let's just say that. Bad things happened, and he ended up having almost 1 million gold as a result of my actions there, because apparently the town can magically conjure up a number of funds to be able to, supply the vassal with whatever they need for the town to be able to buy that item. So, in other words, in this case, it's the swords. And, so that happened. And then I thought to myself, okay, wait a minute. Maybe I can turn this around. Maybe I can do it with my own vassals. Oh, yeah. It may seem counterintuitive at first, but hopefully I'm going to be able to show you. I would love to be able to show you exactly the strategy that I ended up using, and hopefully we'll be able to do that after this, because we are very close by to a vassal of ours, and it would be quite cool to show you exactly what happens. I actually had video footage of it I think I might still have the recording, so I might be able to, if I don't get to show you in this episode, then I'll probably be able to show you as I die here. This is definitely a death for me, actually. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to show you through that anyway. But basically the gist of it is, I took all of a guy's money, I gave him 1 javelin, and I took all of his money. I think he had about 50,000. I think it's Aldrich, by the way. Aldrich is the guy that I was trying to take the money from, and I did. I took all of his money, and then I went to the nearby town that he was going to. He was actually traveling to the town, which was indeed Praven in this case, and what I ended up doing was selling a javelin there, bankrupting the entire town, before he got there, of course, and then he went in there, and then I just left him for a few days, and then I went to go and speak to him, and what happened? He had almost 500,000 gold. Yeah. So generally you can use that strategy as kind of like a reversal, basically a way to give your vassals money without actually giving them any money whatsoever, which is actually amazing. Very, very cool to be able to do that. I'm just going to speed things up a little bit as well. Oh yeah, speaking of that too, we're probably going to be seeing much better performance in this particular episode as well, because I have changed the battle size slightly, because obviously in previous episodes we've been seeing a lot of frame rate slow down, and it's kind of annoying, frustrating to see that and to experience it for me and you. So I generally tended to be a bit more reserved in terms of our battle size. So I've reduced it, and hopefully that's going to help us to maintain a better frame rate in sieges especially. And speaking of sieges, I did literally take Epicrotia in the Lost episode, and it would have been wonderful to show you that, because I did a little bit of fire onager at night firing, and I did get 1 kill. I only got 1 kill that time around, because I just couldn't figure out where the enemies were. That was the main problem there. But in general, I had a good time, and it's such a shame, isn't it? It's always such a shame how that always happens. Oh well, never mind. We did do quite well here. We eliminated everyone. Oh yes, I also hired a whole bunch of extra parties from our companions, so they're all running around. They're giving me a huge amount of benefits as well. They're giving me relation with all kinds of different people, because they're helping caravans everywhere, they're helping villagers, and it's really just giving me so many different bonuses. So let me go over to, I don't know why they gave me Sestadime Castle. It's all the way over there. I don't think I'm actually going to even be able to get there before it is taken. It's just so far away. It is highly unlikely that that's actually going to be a thing. But I mean, that's the thing. Oh yeah, also in the Lost recording, they reenacted peerage. Yes, they reenacted peerage, but at this point I don't really mind about it, because I'm generally tending to go with the majority vote anyway, because it seems like it is always a decent option. And so that's, I couldn't actually say no to it anyway, because so many vassals were in favor of this thing that I would have to spend 3,700 influence to be able to say no to it. And obviously, as you can no doubt see, we do not have 3,700. So obviously that kind of worked out that way instead. So yeah, anyway, let me see what I can do here. I would like to sell some of these harnesses, because obviously we don't really need them that much. There we go, sell all of those, and then we're going to sell some shields as well. I just want to try and get rid of so many things, because I have so much in my inventory right now. And speaking of that, I also did get rid of a couple of pieces of crude iron here as well, because you don't need that much. I mean, technically, it's always good to have some, but it's good, in my opinion, to get that weight down so that we can be a little bit faster. And we're getting some trade skill here as well. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go into the party screen right here. I'm just going to recruit as many prisoners as I can get my hands on, and then we are literally just going to go and sell them to the ransom broker in there. And I think we're pretty good. So I'm going to head on to Sestadheim Castle, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'm actually going to go on to Zeonica. It would be quite cool. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, Garios actually took that. So he is actually from the Western Empire. So it would probably make sense for us to attack Zeonica at this point. But I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. We'll see how many defenders there actually are at Sestadheim Castle. If they have a huge amount, then obviously we're probably going to try and do a little bit differently here. Rational leader. Oh, yes. Thank you very much for giving me this. This is going to be super, super good. Army supply consumption and disorganized time decreased. It doesn't say by how much, but anytime you're able to get a reduction on disorganized status, that is perfect. Absolutely perfect for me. Okay, so we are at war against quite a few different people, by the way, so we do need to be a little bit cautious here. Saruk, as you can see, is running with his own army over to... oh, he's running over here, apparently. Okay, I actually thought he was going to besiege one of ours, but apparently not. We're declaring war against the Khuzait. Okay, apparently we are doing that. That's going to be interesting. Not entirely sure if that's a good idea, but okay. And let's actually just take a look at what's happening on the map right now so you can more accurately see what's going on. So basically in the lost episode, I took Epicrosia and I took Mekalovia Castle. Both of those were taken. And yeah, as I said, I did have a little bit of fun on the Onagers and all that stuff. So hopefully I'm going to be able to show you some of that again, because I thought that was really fun. I thought that was a lot of fun to fire those things off and try to get some kills from such a far distance away. Seems like Saruk is wanting to take Thorios Castle, but let's actually just take a quick look at Zeonica here. The Northern Empire wants to make peace with us. Okay, sure, we took Zeonica from you. Western Empire wants peace as well. Sure, why not? I mean, we're making so much war against people, and look at this, 1,350. That's a little bit too much for my liking. So I think now that we have declared war against the Khuzait, we're going to head over there. Ooh, we have a situation on our hands right here. I only use charm. I'm a fool. Yes, indeed. Indeed I am. If this makes me a fool, then I'm perfectly happy to accept that title. Oh yes, I am the court jester. Hello there. It is nice to meet you. My name is Diggory, the Jester. Oh yes. Let's do it. Boom. There we go. He's going to be joining us. Now that is perfect. Saruk is one of the more powerful vassals as far as I can remember. And does he actually bring anything over to us, by the way? If he doesn't, well, then that's just how it's going to have to be, because him joining us is pretty good in my opinion. Is he chasing me? No, he was. There's 1,600 in that army over there. There's Kareth. Oh yeah, we got to get Kareth. We got to get Kareth. Let's get Kareth. He is one of the most loyal vassals that I have ever seen, amazingly enough, because he doesn't actually have very good traits in terms of honorable nature or personality traits. So it's kind of interesting to me that he was so incredibly loyal to Byron in his series. So it would be really cool if we could get him as well. He's got 90,000. It's highly unlikely. Oh, never mind. Wow. All right. Join me, I guess. Sure. Join me. Okay, there you go. And did he have anything to bring us? I think he might have brought us a castle or something like that. Yeah, I think he might have had a castle. But yeah, the Azariah are just getting absolutely dismantled at this point. But I am very, very pleased that we were able to do that. And now let's head on to Omor, like I said I was going to do. I got a little bit sidetracked there, as you can no doubt tell. And we're also going to be calling for a couple of people to come and be a part of our army as well. Alright, so I think I might actually get an opportunity to show you the strategy that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to basically try to steal all this guy's money. And so he's actually a part of my faction right now. So if I just give him a huge amount of these crafted javelins, I have quite a few of them. So I should be able to make this work. And I need one more. Where's one more? I wish they'd sorted between weapons and armor and stuff like that. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so there's 302,000. Okay, boom. We literally get money for this. Bear that in mind. And if I were to go to a marketplace, this would literally give me about 100,000 each time for one. And I've just given him a massive amount. So we are technically losing money as a result of doing this. However, if he now decides to go in, I'm going to follow him. I'm going to follow him and see where he actually goes. Because if he goes into a marketplace and indeed ends up selling those javelins, he is going to, his mind is going to be blown very, very fast indeed. But it seems like you know what? I'm going to just leave him alone for the moment. We'll contact him in about a week or so. So try to remind me with your mind waves in 7 days. So autumn 20. That is when we want to speak to him again. So I'll send a messenger to him. And then we'll see where he's at and how much money he has and all that stuff. Oh, Azurai wants peace? Sure, I'm happy to accept that, because that means that we will have literally just gained a bunch of vassals for pretty much nothing. We can also give Kareth something as well, which I'm very pleased to do. Then he'll look after Thorios Castle, because we've just taken that back, of course. And now we can take a look at Omor. There's about 1,000 units here. That shouldn't be too bad. That shouldn't be too bad. So let's go into our army screen here, and we will create the strongest army that anyone has ever known. Kareth, join me, sir. Okay, so let's get all of these people. There we go. Nice. Don't think I want to get these guys because they're 2 days away. No, these guys are 2 days away anyway, but I think we have enough strength as it is. So I'm pretty happy with this. All right. Ooh, looking forward to it, Okay, so I have 240 days worth of food as well. As you no doubt saw in the previous episode, we did have a pretty significant problem with food, and that's the reason why I even attempted to do that strategy with the javelins thing, because I basically had a huge amount of time in between running between these towns and villages, trying to gain as much food as I could get my hands on. Anyway, I'm really excited about seeing how Yorig is doing, to be honest. Maybe we should send a messenger off to him now and see how much money he has, and see whether he's even sold those javelins yet. Because maybe he hasn't even sold them, to be honest. You know, it takes them a little bit of time to get rid of them, to be fair. So we'll see whether my patience will pay off at this point. Okay. So far, so good. We are now starting to outnumber the garrison. And I think we should be able to go in pretty soon. Ooh, we're going to have a slight problem here in just a second, I think. We have, who's that? Tazla's army. Okay, let me actually just take a quick look here. He has some pretty significant infantry forces, but he doesn't really have anything too dramatic. Oh, actually, he does. Never mind. He has 80 heavy horse archers and 82 heavy lancers. Okay, that's going to be very, very bad for us. Okay, let me have a... Oh, Monchug is also here? Are you serious? Okay, wait a minute. We might have to do this the old-fashioned way, friends. We might have to do this the old-fashioned way. I hope they... Oh, dear. I really want these two siege towers to be built. Can we do this? I'm wondering if we can. We have a lot of... Ooh, I don't know. This is problematic. Okay, let me actually just quickly upgrade our troops. And here they come. All right. They have... Wow, they actually have about the same that we do, but they have slightly stronger... slightly stronger combat strength. Oh my. Okay, this is gonna be... ooh, okay. Tense. I'm kind of tense right now. I'm not looking forward to this. All right. This battlefield's okay. Kind of, maybe. We need to utilize this hill over here, I think. This hill is going to probably be our saving grace, I think. So, oh dear. Yes, okay, so apparently it is not our saving grace because it has a barrier right here that is the out of bounds marker. That's wonderful. I have barely any archers, which is awful. Oh dear. Okay, my infantry will have to go here. My cavalry is going to have to go over here. Where are my cavalry? Okay, my cavalry are probably going to need to charge in basically instantly, because otherwise we're going to have some issues. Yeah, these heavy horse archers are no doubt going to completely destroy my army in every single way. As we have seen, heavy horse archers are amazing. They really are just probably, in my opinion at least, they are far and away some of the best basic units that you're going to get, so non-noble units. And I don't know how anyone can lose when you have 90 or so heavy horse archers. Anyone with an overabundance of heavy horse archers is going to basically achieve victory, I would say probably 8 out of 10 times, maybe even 9 out of 10 times, dependent on strategy, of course. But if you literally auto-delegate horse archers, you will pretty much win 9 out of 10 times. And I don't even think you can lose, to be honest. Because let's just say, let's speculate for a second. Let's speculate, and let's just say that you're going to, let's say you're going to go up against some Imperial Cataphracts. Okay, so let's say you have Imperial Cataphracts against the equivalent heavy horse archer unit on the Khuzait side. The Khuzait are probably going to win that pretty much 9 out of 10 times, unless there is some dramatic tactic or strategy that the Imperials use to gain some kind of advantage. That is pretty much all I can think of right now, because otherwise the heavy horse archers are just going to stay at range. If they have a competent commander, or even a semi-competent commander, they don't even need someone that knows what they're doing, really. I mean, look at me. I was able to command the Khuzait to many victories again and again, just purely for the fact that they were horse archers, and they could stay at range, take no damage whatsoever, and deal out so much. Oh, they were really, really good. Now, don't look now. I'm going to jinx myself a little bit here, but don't look now. We're actually winning this. Kind of. Which is very surprising to me, considering my infantry are in 3 lines, because we just have so much infantry. I'm actually going to tell my cavalry and horse archers to come back here now, because I think we are overextending by a pretty significant amount, and that's the reason why the enemy is now starting to come back into the battle, because we had pretty much locked them out, in my opinion, of being able to pretty much do anything. But now they've started to take down our cavalry. Our combat strength has plummeted a pretty decent number, so I'm not a big fan of that. Hopefully my archers are actually going to do something. I'm super worried about them, to be honest, because on the one hand, you need the archers to do stuff, but on the other hand, they're so weak against cavalry that you can't really have them be at the front or anything like that, because the Khuzait will move very, very fast with their cavalry and just take you out really fast. So it's just, it's a pickle. It is indeed a pickle. It is a pickle with many, many garnishes on it. If you even like pickle, maybe you don't. Anyway, let's see. Seems like our archers are doing all right. It seems like the enemy is literally just kind of standing there, not really knowing what they're doing. Maybe we should actually just charge in. Should we just charge in? We've barely got any cavalry any further. Let's actually just charge in with our infantry right now. I feel like we might be able to do quite well if we do that. As you can see, the enemy's archers are actually staying at range on purpose now. So they are very much wanting to keep this at a ranged battle, and I don't want that. So that's why we're going to have to charge in here. Me doing overhead spear attacks is really not helping matters, though. There goes my horse. Okay, well, that's not a problem. I'm not going to die here. Pretty much 100% won't die unless I get lanced or murdered in many, many different directions. I said that with such confidence as well. Did you see that? I said that with such confidence that I'm sure you believed it. I'm sure even I believed it for a second there. Even I believed it. Okay, yeah, let's have a look at what's happening. Okay, so we've basically lost pretty much no one in comparison to the enemy. So let's actually speed this up a little bit and see what happens. Because for me, I think we've probably won this. Unless we gain a significant amount of casualties in the latter half of the battle, but I don't think that that is going to happen. I think we will be achieving a victory here. Ooh, unless the enemy. Oh wow, are we really gonna lose? Are we gonna lose? No, ooh, it's so close. It is so incredibly close. Just look at how many units have been killed. Look at all of the bodies, they're everywhere. Ah, oh, wow, that is so crazy. Are we gonna still be receiving some reinforcements here? Yes, we're still receiving reinforcements, but we are actually starting to sustain more casualties now than the opponent, and they're actually starting to... Oh no, I think we might be okay. I mean, they're starting to catch us up a little bit now with the amount of kills that they've gotten. But I think we have this in the bag. Although it is very close, isn't it? It is extremely close. Okay, let's speed it up. We'll see. We have about 1,800 and they have almost 1,900 as far as I'm aware. I think we have 1,780 or something like that. So generally, I think we should be able to achieve something here. I mean, look at the kill counts as well. The kill counts are the main thing that you want to be looking at here, because we need to kill about 1,800 and they need to kill about 1,700. And as far as I can tell, we're 300 eliminations ahead of them. And that is going to enable us to eventually achieve victory. If we can keep... Oh no, the ratio is closing, as you can see right there. The ratio is closing. We're now at about 250 per... Yeah, we're now at about 250, so... I think we've got it. I think we've got it, because once it starts diminishing by such a dramatic amount, I think that is indeed a victory for us. Whew. Okay. Wow. That was some spectacular stuff right there. I was really partially thinking that that was going to be a loss for us, and if indeed that was the case, I would have to build up my army again. Oh my, that would be, well, that would be kind of harsh at this point in the game. But thankfully we don't have to do that, even though we did end up losing quite a few units. I'm going to be letting most of these people go because you will be able to speak to them later on. As I've said before, it is very much a case of playing the long game in Bannerlord. Any Mount and Blade game, you can't really finish them that fast. You can't finish them that fast unless you're playing with a very specific goal in mind. And by that I'm talking about, of course, Mr. Pellussor himself, the Trader Lord. He is crazy. And he's probably one of my favorite series that I've created so far. And if you are someone that has not seen Pellussor the Trader Lord ever before, I would highly recommend checking it out. It is linked in the description. It's a playlist, Pellussor Trader playlist or whatever it's called. And yeah, I would highly recommend checking that out if you are interested in an extremely efficient way of conquering the entire map. But it is also extremely entertaining as well because of what we're able to accomplish. It is just amazing. Really, really cool. But anyway, there you go. We're going to leave all the prisoners behind. I'm going to take all of this, and we're hopefully going to be able to continue our siege because we have basically eliminated all of the Crusade. And it seems like this episode has turned into an even more intense one than the previous. So that's nice, I guess, right? Yeah, I guess that's nice. Anyway, yeah, now we have a slight issue because we are going to need to wait for our forces to restore themselves. Oh, wow. Oh, dear. Okay, I'm going to have to leave. I'm going to have to disband the army. We're in the battle. This is not good. This is, you know why this isn't good? Because I'm at 10% HP and I don't have enough HP to actually succeed here. I'm gonna have to do an auto-resolve. And that is indeed a defeat. And what? How did... oh, yeah, they rescued our prisoners. Okay, so the Crusade is now proposing peace, which I will accept. And now all of my companions... Are you serious? Wow, I'm moving super fast on the world map. It's been a while since I've moved this fast. Okay, well... all of my companions have been scattered to the wind as a result of this now. Yeah, now here's the thing. I couldn't actually enter the battle, as you could no doubt tell. I couldn't enter the battle because, of course, I didn't have enough HP to be able to do that. So before you comment something like that, I couldn't enter the battle, even though I probably would have been able to achieve victory if I had been able to do that. But we're still doing pretty well in terms of what we currently have available to us, in terms of our resources and everything. So we should be all right. And as you can see, look at this. We got a whole bunch of people right here. Yes, there we go. They can actually all join us. Lovely. Join me, sir. There we are. We've got a whole bunch of companions. Okay, so that is great. And what I can also do is I can go into the garrison now and we can pull out some units that I've placed in there previously and various things like that. Okay, so we've lost a lot of our loot too, which is actually... What? They took all of my horses? I think that is imbalanced. I think, no offense, but I think that is super, super imbalanced for your entire supply of horses to be taken by the opponent. Don't you think that's a bit much? I think that is a bit much, personally. Well, whatever the case, we're going to go to Revel, and yeah, you won't have to see me running around trying to gain my army back. That is it's not going to take me too long, hopefully. But it keeps things interesting in the series, doesn't it? Especially when someone comes out of nowhere and is like, I will defeat you now, so on and so forth. Oh well. Yes, I will have to try and get as many mules as I possibly can now as well. Do we have some people here? No, no one is actually here. I assume they're all going to go back to Varcheg, probably. But anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.